Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 says, "Do not think that I came to destroy the law of the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill." They'll give you this, fulfill is the Greek, and it means to complete, so on and so forth.
We'll get into
For
that.
surely I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, not jot nor, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled. Now,
all right. So, like he said, this is Lawkeeper's bread and butter right here. So, well, let's get into it. Let me pull this verse up. All right. So here we have the same verse, Matthew chapter 5. Like he said, this is a Sermon on the Mount, and let's go through it. So he made mention about this word fulfill. He says it means to complete. Yeah, not entirely, but yes. So here it is. "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass, not one iota, not one dot, or one stroke of a letter shall pass away from the law until everything should happen." So let's check out this word fulfill that he was talking about. So here's the word fulfill. Let's go to the Greek word that they use to translate to the English word fulfill. And it's pronounced pleroo, which means to make full or to fill up, to fulfill. Let's scroll down here. To make full, to fill up, to cause to abound, to furnish or supply liberally. So the notion that a lot of Christians with Mahler's understanding means they take the understanding that this passage means that Jesus didn't come to abolish it, but he came to get rid of it, to do away with the law. So a lot of times they won't come out right and say that, but that's what they think it means, because a lot of the English translations have that word fulfill. So it kind of doesn't justify what the true meaning of that word is. And you have other passages where that same word is used, and it's used to make full. So like I said, that word means to fill up or to make full, which really makes sense because you have prophecies in the Old Testament and the book of Isaiah, which I think we're going to get into today, where it clearly talks about how the Messiah is going to magnify the law, which makes perfect sense because Jesus never sinned. So he was the perfect example of how to keep the law and how to perfectly obey the law of God. So to me, this makes perfect sense. Let's get back into the scripture. So it says, "Do not think that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill," right? To make full. "For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or stroke shall pass from the law, until all is accomplished. Whoever then annuls or teaches one of the least of these commandments and teaches or whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever keeps and teaches them shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." So there it is right there. I mean, this is out of Jesus's own mouth, where he's saying that he didn't come to get rid of it, right? He came to fill it up, because that's what the prophecies say in the Old Testament that he would do. And it says, not one part of the law, not one part of the Torah is going to be done away with until heaven and earth pass away. And, he was kind of jokingly saying, this is, law keepers' proof text. And a lot of them will say, well, heaven and earth hasn't passed away, but that's true. I mean, look around us. We're not in heaven yet. Heaven and earth has not passed away. So it says out of Jesus's mouth right here, not one letter or one stroke of a pen shall pass from the law until all is accomplished. Let's see what Mahler has to say.
Now, meaning the same word, they'll look at the Greek, and these two fulfilleds are slightly different, but they mean the same things.
I don't think they mean the same thing. Let's see. So he's talking about this word fulfill and this word accomplish. I think this word means what it's translated as, accomplish. His translation is showing it as fulfilled here and fulfilled here. But they are two different words. Let's see. Verse 18. Let's go to the wasn't sharing my screen. Well, here in verse 18, the word that he has on his screen as fulfilled until all is fulfilled is this word here, which means should happen or accomplished. So it's not the same word, have slightly different meanings, but to come into being, to happen, to accomplish, to become. That's what that second word on his screen, fulfilled, means. Let's go to Matthew 5:17, right here, fulfill, that word that we brought up earlier. To make full, to fill up. Two different words, but I get what he's saying.
It's completed. So here's what they rest their whole argument on. One jot or one tittle will not, by no means, sorry, I'm reading my RSV version in my head, will by no means pass from the law until all is fulfilled. So here's the argument, right? Has heaven and earth,
let's not deny what Jesus says,
passed away? Guys?
Nope.
Has heaven and earth passed away?
Nope.
I would have to say nobody would say, no, bro. Of course. How do we answer this? Because they have a point. If we're supposed to keep the law, Jesus is saying the law, right? It's not going to go anywhere. He says right here, till heaven and earth, on one dot, by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled. Well, heaven and earth didn't pass away, therefore the law hasn't passed. Right? And then they sit there and they do their b-boy stance. They're like,
kind of like I'm doing right now.
The law heaven and earth hasn't passed, so the law is still in effect. Well, I have a question.
Let's hear it.
And the question is pretty simple. Okay? The argument from this perspective is, has anything changed in the law? Has anything? In other words, since the law...
Well, I would argue no. I mean, God himself multiple times in the Old Testament says his law is going to be forever. It's eternal. It's never going to change. And I'm assuming he's going to bring up the Hebrews passage in Hebrews 7 where it talks about a quote unquote change in the law.